Hello and welcome everybody to Max Rain at Britain. I'm here with Mike Nause in the booth. Hope everyone's having a lovely evening, afternoon, or morning, wherever you are in this fine world. This is the last stream of the year, everybody. Just a heads up, of course. Moving on into the next year, we have plenty of events planned, but this is it for this year. Hope everyone's going to have a lovely holiday season, nice, safe, warm, at least with your family, or at least, have a nice time off by yourself. However, welcome everybody. Devin Anthony being the first one to pop in. Welcome. We have, like I said, max rain at Silverstone. All of the weather is going to be cranked up all the time. The view is not going to be too great from our perspective. I'm just going to forewarn you. But as we move on, we'll see if we can maybe improve that. Welcome, Bread. Yeah. Once again, of course, Silverstone, lovely track here as we have it. 3.6 miles with 18 corners, 8 to the left and 10 to the right. But of course, I made a brief little mention there of the calendar of next year. Also, Eric, welcome. As we head on, taking a look at our calendar for next year now, we can see it's a lot to take in immediately. Anything, though, that you are going to look at, obviously, will be available on SimGrid. Although we have our GT4 Rookie Championship starting up on January 15th, as well as our GT4 Open. Syntho Drive is back with Season 2. We have our GT3 Reverse Grid. That's going to be starting off at Imola on the 16th. Kyalami on the 13th. Is that what that's? I think that's what that says. And more to come. Porsche Cups, of course, being the support series to the GT3 Championship, as well as a few special events being planned, and a GT2 Reverse Grid to be determined, of course, the future GT2s to be released. But as we take this calendar, and as I said, any of these events are going to be available on SimGrid. As we head back to the booth here, welcome back, everybody. We will be able to see in the background here, we'll just pull it up briefly, or rather what we don't see. It's a very bright track, which I'm very surprised how bright it is in-game. I've spent the past 20 minutes trying to make this game look somewhat good, and I have unfortunately not been able to be successful. We're going to head down, though, into the session and check it out. We've already been 6 minutes through qualifying. We have some lap times, maybe being set on the board. We'll see if any of them are valid or not. Why don't we head on down? This is Ollie Raza and the Jeremy Engelman Special, the Flying Private. Let's see what sort of times he's going to be flying out there. Currently, 2/10 off of pole position. That is incredibly close considering the conditions. Driving the Aston Martin, you can see a handful of opposite lock. I feel like we're going to be doing a lot of onboards here tonight. Current pole position held by James Pierre Reed. Now, these two have put up a very tight battle in terms of the GT3 Championship. We just watched that come to a head, and Ollie Raza was, of course, crowned champion. What can he do, though, here tonight on this flooded Silverstone track behind the wheel of the Aston Martin, the V8? One of the most expensive cars, I think. Oh, no, that's the GT4 is actually more expensive than the GT3, logically. 4.0 liter twin-turbo V8 with about 535 brake horsepower, weighing in at just under 3 tons. Will that weight help out here tonight? I think it will. Ollie Raza's time also looking very, well, not good. You know, we're obviously going to be looking at around the 2-minute lap times at Silverstone. We're currently about 34 seconds off of that pace. As you do, you can see a full throttle is a bit of a struggle. Ollie Raza, though, bit of a bold man. I see the traction. Where is the traction control on this thing? Is it only up to 4? That's insane. That must be the wet map. In fact, actually, I can take a look, can't I? Four is progressive auto map. I don't know. I feel like you should be in 6 according to this website. But you never know. Ollie Raza to the line. Takes pole position by 1.2 seconds. Nicely done. Just 33 seconds off the pace now that you would normally expect here. 3.6 miles to tackle. We're not going to be seeing too many laps here tonight. Can James Pierre Reed and the Team Super Fun BMW respond? Now he is, of course, down under. Holy smokes! AV6 Scott dropping a tier 1 sub. 11-month streak. AV6 Scott, thank you so much for your continued support. That is incredible. 11 months in a row. That's almost an entire year. I mean, it's kind of stating the obvious, but hey. Thank you. Thank you, everybody. Of course, it's been a great year for TRACKILICIOUS. It's one thing I was actually working on here was to pull up some of the statistics. There, I'll be there in a minute, of course, for that. With about 5.5 minutes left in qualifying, about half of the drivers have been able to wrangle a lap time in. Looks like the car is floating. Well, if you've seen the SimGrid picture, it basically is. Randy Gross. Why don't we take a look at somebody who hasn't set a lap yet? This is Jeff Franks. What can he manage? He's currently on an invalid lap. What about Emirates? Emirates is a driver, whoa, that we've seen very quick. Unfortunately, though, I think from driving from the UAE themselves, they're paying not quite great, just to put it frankly. Just not allowing him to really, or them, excuse me, to really unleash their time. And not unleash their time, but unleash their full racecraft. That's kind of where we haven't seen Emirates, unfortunately. Had a disconnect, I think, in a GT3 race. Wow, you can see just struggling to get the power down in that. In Engine Map 1, Emirates, what are you doing? That thing should not be in Engine Map 1. I don't know what it should be in, but it's not that. John Hawley in the High Vizzle in a Drizzle. What a livery name. Wear it rocking the high vi. We got to take a look at this livery if we can even get a glimpse of it. Oh, that's great. It looks amazing in the rain, actually, once you get up close. Windshield wipers barreling away in that Lexus. John Hawley. You will not be able to miss him. Unfortunately, it looks like this lap John Hawley has missed an apex. His lap is currently invalid. We'll tune in with him a little bit later. Kronotis has managed to set a lap and immediately invalidate the next. But nonetheless, has a time on the board, and it's looking pretty promising. 4th position as it stands. Pablo Navarrete, another very talented driver, struggling a little bit here in the wet. So far, though, so valid. That's going to be the question tonight. It's all survival. That cone, my goodness. Obliterated. The humanity. Also some support in chat there from AV6 Scott towards John Hawley. The High Vizzle in a Drizzle. Such a good name. Also, health and safety would fully approve because John Hawley will be the most healthy and the most safe driver on this field. I have no doubt about that. Can the same be said about Pablo Navarrete? Well, his first goal here is going to be to really set a decent valid lap. He's currently 25 thousandths off the time of John Hawley. Looking to improve that. Currently not doing so well, though. Seems like most drivers. The conditions, everybody, who would have guessed they're, well, flooded. Yes, they're not worsening. They're not getting better. They are not great, Bob. Tricky conditions for these drivers, to say the least. As a foot full of throttle can really end up with you facing the complete wrong direction. So discretion, the better part of valor, is going to be the goal tonight. Some improvements, though, are being made. Randy Gross, a driver, currently the number 55 AMG, sitting in P3. Let's take a look at this livery. This is a very nice livery from the 5.5 Motorsport. Christmas edition this time around. Nice. An anime-inspired livery. Chat, if anyone knows what anime it is, feel free to inform me. I am ignorant in that department, but we welcome all. As visibility is just poor. You can barely see the apex as the windshield wipers are washing that water as quickly as they can off, but it's still not quick enough. And you can even hear the aquaplaning as he goes down the straight. Every little puddle, every little bump, full to the brim of water. Basically floating along in that AMG, and that is a heavy car. Now heading to the line, is it going to be an improvement? Yes, but no. No position improved. Also, I think that was an invalid lap. How many bits to disable traction control? Oh my goodness. And AV6 Scott not recognizing them. Might just be portraits. Fair enough, fair enough. Of course, AV6 Scott, representative of the Azure livery. What is that anime from? Is that from... I'm curious, Scott. I don't think I've ever asked you. I don't think I've had the chance to. What the monsoon have I walked into? Well, Mr. Blackout, luckily you have the thrill and ability here to be in the comfort of your own home. These drivers, not so much. This is max rain all the time here. We can see up in the top right, flooded conditions with triple lightning bolts. That is what it's going to be the whole time. And it's going to be two 20-minute races where these drivers, all 16 of them, have to tackle that and see what they can manage. Lap 1 is going to be carnage, to say the least. It's a historical ship redesigned as anime girls. I don't even know how to comprehend that, Scott. I'm sorry, but... You take that out of context and it just doesn't... Even in context, hey, I'm still struggling. A historical ship redesigned as... What do you mean ship? I'm assuming you don't mean like a boat. Oh no! James Pierre Reed, the final contestant, loses the back end. And unfortunately, I think that is going to be a bit of foreshadowing of what we're going to be seeing here tonight. Hoping it's done before the GT4 rookie start. Luckily, we got a good couple weeks before that. Historical ships like you. Oh. Oh, interesting. Okay, that makes more sense. And a livery deep dive into Neil Kerbals? We will most certainly get into that. There's a lot of high visibility liveries out there tonight. that might be a good choice. Ali Raza, you can barely see his car in the haze. Why don't we, though, get in here, and with the rain bucketing down, well, we can maybe get rid of that. But why don't we meet our drivers as we have it. Starting off here in P1, Ali Raza, the number 30 flying private, a Jet Engelman representative livery there, with next to him, Professor Chronotis in the high-visibility Trackalicious Ferrari 296. James Pierre Reed and the Team Superfun, the Australian driver, third quickest in the BMW. Randy Gross going to be fourth quickest in the 5.5 Project Cars, with Emirates behind in the Emirates Stardust, the number 1 McLaren Evo 2. Behind him, John Hawley in P6 in the High Vizzle in a Drizzle, the 410 Lexus, with Pablo Navarrete company in 7th, the Just Driving Team Argentinian number 14. Carlos Guzman in the Genshin Eula. Unfortunately, I don't see the livery for that one. The 139 Aston Martin in P8 with Neil Kerbal company in 9th in the Rainy Day Performance. Thank you so much. The Performance Jaguar out on the grid. The 385 of Neil Kerbal. Potts Weaver in P10. The number 13 with Reggie King in P11 and the 111 in the Penrite RHD Racing. Behind him is going to be Roland Matoyan in P12, the number 39 Hungarian driver? No. We'll look that one up later. I've drawn a blank on that one. Anyways, Jacob Church in the number 13, the one Bigly, the Don Quixote of the 253. Next to him, Jeff Franks in the Jeff Franks in the Love Wins Racing. Unfortunately, I don't have the livery for the GT3 variant. With the, it's Italian driver. No, it's not. It's Hungarian. It has to be Hungarian. I think that's a Hungarian flag. Of Vince, is it Vince in P15 in the number 66 Vince Racing team. And last but not least is going to be Zenteni Fourier in P16, the number 12 Hungarian driver. I need to make sure. I'm going to double check on that flag now. But as we have it, the driver is going to be getting ready to start their cars up for this long outlap here tonight. Maybe, I mean, I guess out of all of the, maybe we should have looked into a shorter outlap here. This is going to take a while, I have a feeling. So plenty of time to Google the Hungarian flag. Ooh, I don't know if that's the one or not. It's hard to tell. ACC doesn't do the best job of representing it. I think that's why it threw me. I'm pretty sure that's the Hungarian flag, though. I think it has to be. It doesn't look like orange at the top. I think that's supposed to be red. It's hard. It's just hard to tell. Mel's welcome. A livery deep dive. That'll buy some time. And a Neil Kerbal. Oh my goodness. It is so... Yeah, okay. Shocker. It's so wet, everybody. Like, look at it. This is insanity. How are these drivers going to survive for 20 minutes? I have no idea, to be completely honest. Let's take a look, though, at the rainy day performance in the Jaguar of the 385 here. Look at that. That looks amazing. That is such a good job. A very fitting livery for the occasion. You love to see the out-of-the-way effort to make a special edition livery for this special one-off race. It takes a lot of time and effort to make a livery like this, and hats off there to Neil Kerbal, as what an excellent job it is. Even lined up the clouds from the door panel. Now that is talent. And that is not easy to do, everybody. Anyone who hasn't made an ACC livery, I'd highly recommend doing it. It is an experience. What is going on back here? Oh my... Ay, ay, ay. All right. We're going to move on from that. What an excellent livery, though. Wow. This is what people are seeing, folks, or rather what they're not seeing, which is, well, quite frankly, everything. That is just... that is awful. Thankfully, there's no Maseratis on the field tonight. Obviously, it's GT3s, but... wow. Mel's making an ACC livery is frustrating. Yes, it is frustrating, but I will say it's worth it. I, of course, am the proud maker of the Morton Salt McLaren. It is a beauty, to be completely... I am genuinely proud of it. It is a nice livery. But it is the only livery that I've made. The game doesn't even know what to do with the textures. Like, look at it. Aliraza is literally, like, ghosting through the night. I've tried. I literally have done everything that I can in the settings, guys. I spent about 10 minutes playing with it before the game started. That's why I was a little late to the start. I was just trying to find a visual setting that made this look better, but I can't. I tried. And energy being thrown the way of Carlos Guzman, and plenty of it. Remove dis or upscale. What does that mean, Jose? You're going to have to be first grade vernacular with me. Come on, you know this. As we hydrate, though, and the drivers come around the final corner now through Woodcut Sweep. This is it, everyone. We're about to see what is about to happen. Will there be a race restart? It's totally possible. Visibility, about none. As we get ready to go green, though, approaching the start-finish line. It's the calm before the storm as we get ready to go green, heading down towards Cops. We're green, 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 and it's a go now. Both of the two front runners are just off and gone. It looks like James Pierre Reed behind, also making away. Emirates getting swamped up there behind the likes of it. Looks like, who is that, McLean? No, Emirates getting by Randy Gross. Pablo Navarrete behind, trying to creep up. It's a very, very anticlimactic start here as everybody going quickly nip and tuck into Maggots and Beckett's, and it has officially became a game of survival. Who can stay on the track without making too many errors? Now it looks like side-by-side action, I have a feeling, is going to be absolute minimal. Oh, we have our first mistakes, unfortunately. Looks like two of the Hungarian drivers of Saba Vince. Oh, Carlos Guzman having a bit of an off-track through Maggots and Beckett's. Tires not quite up to temperature. The McLaren with a very good run, but having to make a correction on the wheel. Almost hydroplanes himself off into the stratosphere. That is Saba Vincent, Vince? Oh, Vince is absolutely gone. Missed the braking marker there by a good margin, sending him off into the gravel, allowing a few other drivers by, and that was very close. Jacob Church, oh, thankfully was a bit further behind than I realized. Ali Raza, though, off to a solid start. Professor Kenotis, I know, has been practicing these conditions. It really has been paying off. Into the P2 position, trailing now Ali Raza by 2.5 seconds. James Pierre Reed, though, what can he manage? Wonder if the GTR would have done good in these conditions. That's actually, like, low-key, maybe. Oh my goodness, Eric, I didn't say it. The one time I didn't, literally the one time I didn't say it. How did I not say it? I was too busy thinking about DLSS and upscaling. Vince has unfortunately faced the wrong way on the track. That is not how you say that name. If anyone in chat speaks Hungarian and can tell me, please, because I don't think I am correct. Oh, Reggie King there in the Bentley. Getting a bit of a squeeze from Carlos Guzman. Carlos, though, managing to make it by as they head now down into the chicane. Where are they? They're into the final few quarters, into Brooklands. My apologies, as that's a McLaren of Fourier off the track. I won't miss it, Eric, don't worry. Through Brooklands, into Luffield, now Woodcut sweep. Carlos Guzman hot on the trail. Can he get anything done? Reggie King. Or, excuse me, Reggie King hot. Oh, out of shape. The Bentley not looking too good in the wet, surprisingly. It's a bit further up ahead. Randy Gross has a good run onto Emirates. Foray is off the track, unfortunately, the number 12 driver. Looks like he has returned, though, down the start-finish straight. John Hawley in P7. Currently, our biggest gainer, Jeff Franks, actually, up 2 positions in Love Wins Racing. In that number 73 Porsche. Like I said, unfortunately, don't have the livery there tonight, Jeff. With the Porsche in the GT4 series, though. A very nice, I think it's the We Races 1 colors. Very similar to that brand, I think. Is that what it is? Jeff, you'll have to correct me. I know you rewatch these. I know you're rewatching this, Jeff. Let me know. Let me know, Jeff. Neil Kerbel in the Jaguar in P8. That is just insane. Bringing a Jag. All right, I said it, everybody. You happy? To the table. It's an exciting prospect tonight. Oh, no! Oh, gosh, oh, big one. But a big, slow one, thankfully, as I struggle to get back to... Oh, no, Jeff Franks, that is. What has happened, though? Where is... Oh, goodness, everyone's everywhere. This is insane. Oh, I'm looking for John Hawley. Where's John Hawley? There he is. Let's go and watch that one back from John Hawley. This is a replay about 30 seconds ago. The thunder and lightning bellows in the distance. The back end slips out from John Hawley. Luckily, the Jaguar manages to make it by the McLaren. Not so lucky. Tags the Hi-Vi. And, well, the high visibility vest health and safety officers, not quite, they're baffled. They're going to have at least 4 different health and safety meetings on why the high visibility vest did not work there. Wasting everybody's time. Oh no, there's another high visibility vest into the wall. What has happened here? Chronotis looks like he has binned it on his own. We're going to go on board here for the first part of this. Heading into the first corner. Chronotis just overcooks it and spins the back end and is a passenger at that point. Light tap into the barrier, but still quite a bit of damage being picked up. Also, James Pierre Reed had a bit of a spin where this is going to be the game of how many replays can we watch, everybody. This is another 20 seconds in the past. James Pierre Reed through Baggett's and Beckett's on an ice skating rink. No contact at the barrier. A nice little squirt of the throttle keeps him out of the traffic. The one time that it is okay to not hold your brakes. As he held his brakes before that point, he let off them for that moment. So, like I said, he did everything right in general. That was a great rejoin. Whoa, Potts Weaver! The car started turning and it didn't stop there for Potts, and that is going to be a gifted position to John Hawley. Chrono Verstappen without the Hamilton. Yeah, that's a pretty good way of putting it. Maybe not quite the 55 Gs that we were looking at though in the event, but a full onboard lap for Carlos Guzman. Let's get it. As we start the onboard lap. Wait, we're on the wrong straight, but that's okay. We'll start the onboard lap from the Formula 1 straight, I guess. As we head into the village sector. So slow, so cautious and careful. Oh, it is just painful. The Penrite car biting at the heels. Well, I say that, a solid 1 second behind, but that is literally a easy mistake that can be made at any moment. I think there was a bit of flat out there for a moment. Of course, Silverstone, I think you're looking around 75 to 85% of your lap being flat out. Here in these wet conditions, probably about 2%. As you cannot just rely on the traction controls, you can see the back end. Just everything. The car just not gripping. That wasn't even the back end. That was just nothing really gripping up. Now turning into the first corner, you get the understeer. So much understeer as he tries to battle with it there, Carlos. Lap times that we're looking at in the race, 2:38.8 from Carlos last lap. Of course, we're on a full onboard lap to the Formula 1 line, though. Through Maggots and Beckett's. Oh, this is so utterly slow. It is just, man, these conditions are brutal. Now, onto the hangar straight. Normally, you're going to be expecting speeds of about 260 kph. Not tonight. Also, I missed something earlier, didn't I? What was that I missed? Hang on now. Oh, one Bigley with a $1 dono. My apologies, Jacob. I know you're in the race right now. Thank you so much. That's during the driver rundown. And also, my brothers 11. Thank you very much for the follow as well. Nikki, welcome. Hope you're having a lovely evening, afternoon, or morning wherever you are in this fine world. Carlos Guzman has just completed a full lap to the Formula 1 line. With a like I said, 2:38.2 at Silverstone. Not quite the SRO lap times that you're expecting. But We're making do. Fastest lap currently belongs to Ali Raza, our race leader, 2:32.5. So Carlos Guzman, not too far off the pace, about 5 seconds, which sounds like a lot, but honestly in these conditions isn't that much. All right, maybe it is. I'm sandbagging a little bit there. And a bit of a spin for Emirates. That allows Pablo Navarrete into P2 and Randy Gross into P3. Emirates, though, swiftly rejoining. I'm sure the favor will be repaid soon enough as the conditions... about halfway through this race, 9 minutes 39 left. Of course, there's 2 races tonight, 2 20-minute races, no mandatory pit stops, as a pit stop would be just even more torture. Let's not throw the drivers into too much of a pain. Jag, you are under threat from James Pierre Reed. Jose, are you still in chat? James Pierre, all over the back end of Neil Kerbel through Maggots and Beckett's. Can he get the better exit in the hangar straight? That's going to be the send down towards Stowe. Best opportunity you're going to have. Jose, when you said earlier to turn off DLSS, is it simply turn it off, or is it replace it with something else? Is that one of those settings that I have to change? Like, is that an ACC setting? Or is that something that I have to do elsewhere? And could you give me maybe a brief rundown of DLSS as well as whatever else? I'm ignorant in that department. Could be able to disable it. Okay. Uh-oh, Emirates going slow again down the start-finish straight. No, down the Formula 1 start-finish straight. Down the Lewis Hamilton straight, everybody. Sir, Lewis Hamilton straight. Excuse me. Pablo Navarrete, as I said earlier, has repaid that favor. Randy Gross now takes the P2. Who will be the next one to bungle it up? It is going to be Vinci. The Hungarian driver in P16 was the one to claim that title. As it's a struggle for everyone tonight. Jeff Franks the next. Jacob Church following suit, taking the Joker lap. All right, Jose. I get that's the Google copy paste. Looks like. Yeah, no, Jose, I agree. I've done everything that I can. James Pierre Reed with an actual around the outside overtake onto Neil Kerbel. Stellar work there. Neil Kerbel under threat from Professor Chronotis. Jaguar seemingly a little bit weak in the wet tonight. I still don't know what that means, though, Jose. Is it good or bad? Why do we go with that question? Is it good or bad in a normal circumstance? Pablo Navarrete quick to be back onto the rear diffuser there of Emirates. Carlos, though, also going to be pressuring John Hawley soon enough if the cameraman would like to catch up. Thank you very much. A high Vizzle and a drizzle. Uh-oh, Chronotis. What has happened to Chrono? He was P2 at one point in this race. Seemingly, it's all fallen apart. Into Stowe. The car just not able to turn in. Loses it, pirouettes. Luckily, no contact with anybody. But it's just time lost for Chrono, and it seems that P2 has been thrown down the drain. Pablo Navarrete looking up, though, for the podium. Wow, as you get onto those curbs, that is so dangerous to be on the throttle on the curbs. And the lack of visibility. The inside being covered there for James Pierre. The reason you know that is because you can see when you're offline or when you're online. Ooh, and so hard to see your braking marker when you're in that slipstream, or if you want to call it that. In the rooster tail, I suppose. Oh no, and Pablo! The car doesn't stop turning out of the final corner, and he clatters into the start-finish straight wall. That's going to be damage picked up there on the front end of the Argentinian. Neil Kerbel in the rainy day performance. The Jaguar with a blinking rain light on the back. I think he's the only one that's turned his rain light on. No, I think I saw the BMW also has his rain light on. The Jaguar with such an odd rain light. It has the round little blinking dot. It's so odd. It just looks so different compared to looking at the BMW, which has a very steadily blinking rectangle. I'm not sure why a different geometric shape bothers me so much, but I will admit I don't like the round blinking. John Hawley in that Lexus down the inside of Neil Kerbel. It's such a slow overtake. Not gonna happen this time. Is he gonna... Oh, gotta be so careful and watch your braking zone when you're in these situations. It's so easy to outbrake yourself with that lack of visibility. And John Hawley with a great view of the performance. And a drive-through penalty being picked up for Foray. Wow, through Aintree, no. Through Abbey, into Farm, then Village. Now heading through Aintree. Or towards Aintree. Anyways. John Hawley in the Lexus. You can hear that V8. Unfortunately, I'm not sure who is in quickest in a straight line. Pitwall has not been working. I think Pitwall is down. We're going to try again. See if we can get Pitwall connected or not. But, oh no! That was... Unfortunately, I think Carlos Guzman from behind, or no, who was that? Neil Kerbel also getting collected in that collision, but the McLaren, it looked like, from behind, the Aston Martin. That is Carlos Guzman. Carlos here, I think with a misjudgment on his braking, you can see right into the back bumper there of John Hawley. There might have been some moving, but I think that was, unfortunately, there, Carlos, the one maybe to blame. John Hawley and Neil Kerbel taken out. They rejoin side by side pretty much, so still at it, and the Jaguar is ahead. Ali Raza has started the final lap as well. Pit wall does not want to work tonight. You love to see it. Apologies, no pit wall, everybody. John Hawley, 1 lap to go, or half a lap to go, more like it. Down the hanger straight. This is going to be his best opportunity. Outside line is picked. He has the overspeed. The Lexus looks quick. Now into the braking zone. Pablo Navarrete ahead. Is he going to be a bit of a thorn in the side here of these drivers? It seems no. Able to negotiate it thus far. Sends it side by side there. Pablo, unfortunately offline, is going to drop 2 positions in one corner. Still, the battling rages on here. Basically, as this is Trafalgar, basically. I mean, this is insane. We're more or less not, this is not a land battle. This is a naval battle, everybody. But the eyes are on Ali Raza, the flying private number 30, as he is going to head the final corner now with a good bit of leeway to P2. 23.5 seconds. Ali Raza will take the win. Will he do a flourish? He's going for it. One more pitch of the wheel. No, he's lost it. He can't get it. It's even too slippery to do a donut. Anti-aliasing to KTA. All right. And scale to 125. Trust. You got it, Jose. I trust you. We'll do that in between games here. Is there any conditions that Ali Raza can't overcome? You know? Terminal illness? No, okay, maybe not. Beyond that, no. I think that he's pretty good. He's a pretty quick kid. He's not much of a kid, but he's pretty quick. Oh, did John Hawley get the overtake on Neil Kerbel? Oh, no, Neil Kerbel has... Wait a second. How did John Hawley get ahead of Neil Kerbel? We're going to watch this. This is a replay of the finish here between John Hawley and Neil. As they head to the line, John Hawley starts to lose the back end. Neil Kerbel, though, does it don't... No, Neil Kerbel most certainly crossed the line first. Okay. I don't know why ACC TV is telling me otherwise, but... Neil Kerbel definitely crossed the line first. Unless it's the other line. No, Neil, oh, never mind. It says it right there on the timing chart. It's just that... Okay, anyways. Storm, welcome. We'll head back to the booth here while we wait for this session to transfer over. Welcome back, everybody. And we'll get some B-roll in the background while we try to make some notifications or some changes to the settings. Ali Raza, though, in P1 with Randy Gross in second, and Emirates in P3. No interviews as of just yet. Of course, we're going to have another race after this. I think another qualifying session, another 20 minutes ahead of us for quali, and another 20-minute race. So plenty of action ahead in terms of these wet conditions. We're going to see if we can change anti-aliasing to KTAA. It's the current plan. Anti-aliasing. There it is. Okay. And we're going to set scale 125. Trust in Jose here. Get some audio muted. I'm going to be honest, Jose. Looks about equally crap. Just gonna be completely honest. It doesn't look great. Was I supposed to also turn off DLSS, or did that matter? One Bigley with a hydrate. Also, John Hawley. It's just due to the, you know, I don't blame you. It's due to the conditions, but Neo Kabuki, my heart cannot take this. I don't blame it. It's yeah. Is that sweat or is it raining? Oh, good. Yeah. John Hawley with a great callback. Of course, any Formula One fans will get the reference. ATA, okay. It does look a bit better up close, I won't lie. But it doesn't look particularly great still either. I just don't think there's any way to really make it look good. I just don't think the game is meant for these conditions, to be completely honest. We can kind of see it in the background here. You can, I mean, here, we'll see. Let me compare and contrast as we do in the scientific community, because I am a scientist. I'm wearing a Christmas tie. Scientists wear Christmas ties, right? That's what qualifies you, not like a PhD or something like that. All right. We're going to save that setting, and we're going to load the day preset. All right, it looks pretty bad. And then we're going to go options. I know you guys can't see what we're doing here. You can just see my face, but trust me, we're doing stuff in the background here. We're doing it live, folks. That's how we do it here. Man, they look equally bad. They just... I don't know. It just looks brighter, to be honest, which kind of makes it look worse. Did you miss it all? No, you didn't, Snoopy. We got one more round ahead of us. We're just currently trying to figure out some video settings. It looks better sometimes. I don't understand. You missed it. You didn't miss it, Roofless. You didn't miss it. One more. We're currently in qualifying right now. We're just trying to mess around with some settings to try to make this game look a little bit better. It seems to still have that problem, but it seems the shadows look better too. That's interesting. We'll roll with it. All right, chat. We're going to roll with it. We're going to head back down into the session. Let me know if this looks better or worse. Even though most of you weren't here for the before, so it's just going to look bad to you. It doesn't look great, folks, as you can see, but hey, we can kind of see the car. Thankfully, Chronotis wearing a high visibility vest. The health and safety officers absolutely thrilled with the decision on that. But we did see earlier, though, that wearing a health and safety vest, unfortunately, doesn't actually accomplish anything, and he ended up into the barrier anyways. You think this looks better? All right, Jose. If you think it looks better, I think it looks better, too. The shadows look better, that's for sure. I don't know. Well, it looks better and it looks worse, to be honest. But it's just, like I said, I don't think the game was meant to be viewed in this setting. This is just the game was like, nah, we'll have this in, but nobody's going to use it. Nobody's going to be dumb enough to use this, right? Right? Little did they know. And the ghosting is almost gone. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, yeah. It's not great, but it is what it is. We'll make do with what we got here, unfortunately. The settings, I mean, I got everything maxed, which is probably the problem. But like I said, I played with some stuff before. I couldn't figure it out. This looks better, I think. This definitely looks better. Even from Helicam, yeah, it looks better. It's just not great. Contrast is better. All right, well, okay. If everyone thinks it looks better, then I love to hear it. Just hard to tell. Jacob Church, as he has it, currently P2, due to the fact that there is no time on the board. He did set a previous lap, so that was his out lap. Never mind. Apologies. 4 minutes and 38 seconds I thought was reasonable, maybe. You never know. But no, the conditions, of course, just absolutely abysmal here. The outlap takes a while. So far, so valid, though, from Jacob Church. Whoa! Okay, I should have said anything. I'm sorry, Jacob, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Oh, no, and how did it... What the... How did it... Huh? Where did he come from? Oh, he just did it himself. He did the same thing. Wait, what? Oh, he did it first. And Jacob rocks up onto the scene of a crime. He does the exact same thing. Clatters into the side of the McLaren. I completely missed that. Well, Jacob's going to have to put a lap on the board. So is Matoyan. You hate to see it, though. My goodness. These conditions are tricky. Also, has anyone, or, well, not has anyone, has the thing... It doesn't work still. Why doesn't it work? I've had word from the guys in the truck that the exclamation mark curse should work. Though it doesn't. So, yeah. I mean, you know, that's kind of that. It doesn't. So unfortunately, no exclamation mark curses here tonight. Oh, no! Vince is around. Randy Gross is on a nice lap. He has messed it. Oh, he's finished his lap. He's in P2. Nicely done. Reggie King, 12 seconds down on his previous lap. That's the only thing. You could probably still improve from that position. That's the worst part. Oh, he's not. There's just no laps on the board. That's insane. We are 6 minutes into qualifying, and there are 4 lap times on the board right now. As the drivers struggle to really try any attempt whatsoever, why don't we go over a few things that we've had, of course, over this past year. First off, massive thank you to everybody in chat, because you guys are awesome. I know I've said this in the past few streams, but I'm just going to say in the fact for anyone who has just joining in or anything, it is absolutely insane. We've had 135 streams this year. That is our total, 135 streams in this entire year, and that is going to be this is the final one, of course, of the year. We have 14,000 hours watched, over 45,000 chat messages sent. We've had over 1,000 new follows this year alone. That is just insane. I cannot thank you guys so much. 1,000 new follows. Some of our loudest fans: Steven Tomazic, Jose Guzman, Superfly, David, Sage, One Bigley, Kevin Rivera, as well as Doc Milwee. Those are our loudest fans on Twitch. Just absolutely incredible. As well, 274 subscribers. Just once again, thank you all so much from the bottom of my heart. As well as everyone from the TRACKILICIOUS community. We all thank you. A lot of work goes into putting in these races, and a lot of work goes into the streams as well. And your guys' support really means a lot for everybody involved. So thank you all. So are the drivers all running 35 PSI? Honestly, I don't know. Maybe. That's a question for Ollie Raza, for if and when he secures the win of the next race. We'll see if he can. I mean, it is an if. If he loses it, it is really over. But we can find that out. Steven, you want to jump in the booth? You want? You're available. You're allowed, or you're welcome. We have one more race ahead of us. I don't know if you're around. You drained? I understand, brother. All good. Ollie Raza, new fastest lap. 1.5 seconds over James Pierre. It's going to be a tough margin to make up, especially on an invalid lap with only 2 more laps really available here to James Pierre Reid's name. James Pierre starts his next lap. Emirates as well, currently on. For anyone just joining us, since there's a little bit of a time we have before the end of the qualifying, and we'll take a look here at the calendar. You can see here there's a lot to look at, as this is our next year's calendar, and there's, like I say, quite a bit going on here. Of course, all of these events can be found over on SimGrid, link in the chat as well as down in the description. We have GT4 Rookies. That's going to be starting back up, of course. Going to be a 2020 doubleheaders resuming again, and a 45-minute sprint for the GT4 Open. Cento Drive starting back up on Wednesdays, as well as GT3 Reverse. We also have a GT2 Reverse Grid coming, of course, when the GT2s come out. The GT4 Endurance races also, people have been asking, are we going to have a GT4 Endurance race? Well, yes, now we are. 4-hour endurance races going to be coming up on the Saturdays. We also, of course, have a Porsche Cup support series for our GT3 main events on Sundays. The GT3 Championship starting up at Nürburgring, a great track to begin on. Also, the special events Midnight at the Mountain and Classic Car Cruise. Plenty to sign up for in the next year. All of these are available over on SimGrid. Do check it out, as well as head on over to the Discord where you can find any updates to anything as well. And just as well, joining some pretty cool people that hang out in the Discord. Stacked calendar for winter season. Yes, indeed. We have a lot going on. So do sign up if you guys are available. We got Thursdays, Mondays, Sundays, Saturdays, Wednesdays. All here at TRACKILICIOUS. Now, as we head back to the struggling conditions, Ollie Roz is still on pole position. Cronotis has managed to sneak his way back up into P2. Can he hold at this race? We will most certainly find out. James Pierre Reed currently trailing in third. Did manage to keep it valid this time, but no improvement. Are the synth races going to be longer than 5 laps? No, I don't. No, don't quote me on that. I don't know. I don't know, to be honest. I think Josie has a reason that he does 5 laps. And I don't remember that. That'd be a great question, though. I'd head over to Josie's stream. If you are... That's a great question for Josie. I don't know the answer to that one. Neil Kerbel, currently on a decent lap, sitting in P10 as it stands, but on a flyer as the times go there. As every corner goes by, the time can either gain a second or drop a second, and it looks like it might be the latter in this case. Neon green rear end would have been a better choice than the black for this low visibility race. We have plenty of drivers. Cronotis, wait, does he have a... I think he has a... What color is Cronotis' rear end? He's got a nice neon rear end. James Pierre, though, yes, definitely dark as night. Emirates as well. Pablo Navarrete taking to a little bit more of a lime green. Penwright, a black and gold befitting a champion. No one's going to want to hit a champion. And then John Hawley, of course, taking that sentiment a bit overboard. The high vis in a drizzle. You love to see it. John Hawley, always bringing the creative liveries to the table. Creative and unique as well. Just such a... I don't even know how that man's minds work. I don't know if I want to know how his mind works. Jacob Church heading to the line on a pretty good lap. What's it going to be? There is an improvement by 0.8, stays P14. Still 2 drivers yet to set a lap. Where is everyone? I don't know, but John Hawley is over there. When in doubt, John Hawley. Randy Gross, 4th quickest. Looking to change that, though. With a few more corners to go. Definitely has some work ahead of him. Qualifying, though, is over. Any driver that was previously on a lap will no longer be able to finish one. Actually, will no longer be able to start one. Excuse me. And anyone that will no longer be able to finish. Oh, goodness. Words are hard. Bentley looking beautiful in these waters. It is. Especially with a lovely Penwright livery to boot. As Randy Gross heads through the final corner complex, currently on an improvement. Can he keep it, though? Now, one more bit of acceleration left. The 55 car heads to the line. What's it going to be? Currently 2.5 tenths down. Improves, but not enough for a position. Oh my goodness. TJ washed up Squid. Everybody, let's get some Squid emotes in chat, especially if you're a recipient there of one of those gift subs. Thank you so much, TJ Washed, for your support here. Gifted 26 subs in total. One of the big contributors here over the year, as well as many. Of course, Jacob Church, thank you as well. Can't thank you enough, Jacob. And TJ, there is the Squid. As I try to log into my Twitch account, there we go. I'll get some Squid emotes in chat now. Oh, I messed it up. That's okay. It's a short squid. There we go. You love to see it. Thank you so much, TJ. Pole position, though, Ollie Raza, Professor Canosa, and James Pierre. Thank you, in-race director, pointing out the obvious. So you can hear the rain bucketing down on the roof of these cars. And thanks for the reminder to use Prime. Yes, of course, your Amazon Prime Twitch subscription as well. If you guys have a Prime sub, do use it. You don't need to use it here, but make sure you do use it. Otherwise, that $5 will go straight into Jeff Bezos' pocket. Now, onto the grid walk. Ollie Raza, starting off in P1, the Flying Private number 30, with Professor Chronotis Company in P2, the number 42, with James Pierre Reed lined up in row 2 in the super fun BMW, the Australian driver here tonight in the number 15. Emirates going to be in P4 in the Emirates Stardust McLaren, driving from the UAE. Randy Gross going to be 5th quickest in the 55 Motorsports Project 55. Was that enough 5s for you? Wasn't for me. Pablo Navarrete, 6th quickest in the number 14, the Argentinian driver in the Just Driving team, with Reggie King in the Penrite RHD Racing in the 111 in P7. Potts Weaver, 8th quickest in the Petronas. Lovely McLaren Petronas livery there brought to the table from Potts here tonight. Carlos Guzman in P9 in the Genshin Eula number 139. Neil Kerbel in the Rainy Day Performance in the Jaguar. The 385 lined up there, rounding out our top 10. John Hawley, 11th quickest in the High Vizzle in a Drizzle 410. The livery that you cannot miss on the grid. We have behind him the Hungarian driver of Zenteni 4A, the number 12 in P12, with Saba Vince. That's what we're going with in P13. Jacob Church, 14th quickest in the 253. In the One Bigley in the Don Quixote Special. Last but not least on the grid as well, in the Porsche 992, yes, it is a 992, is going to be Jeff Franks in the Love Wins Racing, the number 73 driver. 15 cars rounding us out here, 30 seconds left before we begin our outlap tonight. And it's going to be an exciting race, long outlap ahead of us. As you can see, the conditions absolutely bucketing down. The visibility for these drivers will be at a bare minimum. Silverstone, though, 3.6 miles, 18 corners, 8 to the left and 10 to the right, with 11 meters of elevation, located in Northamptonshire, England. My personal favorite track. There is no other track, in my opinion, to have this event on. And we are, of course, getting ready now to begin. Car is all started up, engines warm, and ready to get underway. Even the rain on Holly's window is yellow, yeah. The light is just refracting off, or, yeah, right? I don't know. I'm not a physicist. I just talk about the racing. I like cars going in circles, you know, they're glorified circles at that. That's kind of, we'll just stick to what you're good at. But while we have this outlap, why don't we take one last time to move over to the calendar scene and just take a look at what we have to offer in the next year. For anyone just joining us, of course, we are going to be back at it. This is our last event of the year, sadly. But of course, it is going to be more to come. Resuming up January 10th is our first event, Syntho Drive. Look forward to that. That'll begin us off. Also, GT4 Monday Rookies, Sunday GT3, Sunday Porsche Cups, the GT4 Endurance, and many more to come. As we can hear these cars in the background, I think that's what everyone is here to watch tonight. Well, okay, you can't really see them, but we're working on it. There we go. The visibility poor tonight. That is, of course, due to the nature of, well, max rain at Britain. Shocker. One livery, though. I think joining us here in the second race, John Hall... No, excuse me, Potts Weaver. How do I always mix those two up? It doesn't make any sense. Literally don't have any excuse. Lovely Patronus livery. I'm not sure if he has the credit of making this, but if he does, my goodness. The corker of a McLaren, that's for sure. Pablo Navarrete back into the pit lane, as well as Roland Moitian. That is a beautiful livery. The outlap, a little over half complete. Now coming back down the back straight. Few more corners to go before we resume the racing and conclude the season. Conclude the year as well. This isn't the season, this is a one-off race, but still. The lack of visibility you can see evidently here from the visor of Potts Weaver. It's going to get even worse once these cars hit the throttle and head down to the first corner. Now up at the front, Ollie Raza, Professor Chronotis. Lined up 1-2, the drivers 2x2, Noah's Ark formation, and it truly is Noah's Ark tonight. I'm Mike Nause in the booth as we get ready to go green, or rather blue. ACC rain lights seem rather useless, I think, yeah. Nonetheless, we're getting ready and underway as we approach the light board. And go green, green, green now. Heading down to the first corner. It's going to be a smashing start for Ollie Raz of the BMW as well. Challenging down the inside. Chronotis veering wide immediately as they head through Copse. As he has a bit of a correction. Almost ends up into the side panel there of the BMW of James Pierre Reed. Luckily, Chronotis manages to save it. Side by side into Maggots and Beckett's. Emirates going to be trying to follow James Pierre through. Should have the advantage there. Chronotis a little bit offline. He's going to remain, though, fighting like a bull. But no, the prancing horse, the Cavallino Rampanti, is going to have to be relinquished down to P4. Randy Gross behind. Bit of a struggle to hold on to the position from Reggie King as there's side-by-side action from Potts Weaver and Neil Kerbel behind. The Jaguar onto the back straight now. Also the Lexus getting all sorts of out of shape as he gets onto the throttle, chasing down Vinci. Heading towards Stowe. Late braking from the McLaren behind. I thought for a moment we were about to see McLaren down the inside of the Jaguar, which would have been a very shocker. Neil almost into the back, though, of Potts Weaver. Everybody holding fast so far. I don't think there was a yellow flag here at the start. John Hawley capitalizing there on the mistake of Vinci through the chicane. The cone being ruthlessly destroyed as it bounces through the track and taken out once again by the Bentley. Cones have feelings too, everybody. John Hawley, though, not too concerned about that. Is more focused on the track ahead. Notice that a bad line at the start. That was incredible from Chrono, honestly. From, like you said, the start that he had there, he was on an absolutely awful line, and he managed to make the best out of a bad situation. I'm surprised he didn't drop more positions. He managed to hold on, though, and put up a real fight. Wow, I thought the McLaren was gone. I think it still might be. Vinci struggling to hold on to that McLaren. John Hawley, though, making it look easy in the Lexus. We're going to see Reggie King approaching in the pen right. Neil Kerbel ahead, pressuring Potts in the McLaren. I'm curious here what sort of engine map we're using. Why are we on map 1? Am I missing something? That seems severely incorrect in my opinion, but I am also a commentator, not a driver. Chat, please enlighten me on this one. I feel that map 1 is not a... What is Chrono using? Chrono has 8 TC1, no TC2. Engine map 3? I think? ABS 5? Interesting, okay. Nobody uses wet maps? Why? Do they not matter? I know pre 1.9 they mattered. Map 1 or no cojones. Alright, well, you know. Fair, I guess. Maybe not, though. What is James Pierre using? Map 1! Man, I'd be on, like, map 8. Maybe I'm just a coward. I still don't know how to read the Aston Martin's dash. But I think he's on map 4. Or map 1. I'm not sure. So I think that's TC on the left. I really can't tell, though. Wow. Milking the cow, though, is Ali Raza. The red is map... He's in map 1? My goodness, he's in map 1, then. Maybe I'm just bad. Emirates, finding the gravel trap. What has led him to the kitty litter? Let's find out. Onto the throttle. Oh, tank slapper. Tries to keep with it. Tries to keep on the throttle there, but unfortunately, he's faced the wrong way. Luckily, in a very safe area with a very safe rejoin, so manages to make little effort of that and come back in P7. Testosterone go bigger, go. Look, Snoopy, I don't know, but it seems that it's the common. I mean, it's a commonality. Even Neil Kerbel, I think, in the Jag. Let's see, what is Neil using? Map 4 in the Jag. Okay, well, that's maybe a bit more reasonable. Let's see what my website has to say about that. What the heck is the Jag called? The Emile? No, it's just called the Jag here. Okay. Fastest. Very high fuel consumption. Wet gradual throttle map. Okay, so the Aston is in the wet map. As the McLaren goes down the inside, Emirates trying to make the ground back up. But is that wet map going to pay dividends here versus Emirates, who's currently running map 1? TC6. Interesting. Interesting. Fascinating stuff we're seeing out here. Porsche maps are different? Okay. I'm a little confused. I'll have to ask Ollie when we get him in the interview room. I'll also have to ask him about the max tire pressure thing, because I'm very curious about that. Wow, onto the grass goes Emirates. That is a dangerous prospect. He manages to hold on. In fact, he manages to stick with the move. Is going to have to back out. Not quite fully enough alongside there to make any sort of looks into the chicane, or is he? Sends it, but no, backs out. Smart moves. Emirates being a patient driver. 3.5 seconds, 4 seconds up the road is Randy Gross. With 13 minutes left, it's still possible for Emirates to catch. Pablo Navarrete is struggling and falling down the field. Has had a few incidents. We're going to stick with this. Emirates, though, down the inside is going to make it stick. Nicely done through Abby. And now into farm. The Jag is going to have an opportunity to get maybe a better line into the village. And then through Aintree, but we'll have to think twice about that. Sends it into the village. The inside line is there. Heading now towards Aintree. Needs to get a much better exit onto the straight, but no. Emirates is going to be fully ahead and with a much better exit onto the, wow, terrible view, onto the Wellington Straight. You're right, Snoopy. But also, Ollie has a track record for, you know, this sort of thing. And not really a track record for messing up. Now, of course, knock on wood, that would be the commentator's curse, but he's currently 16 seconds ahead of James Pierre Reed. Uh-oh. Wait a second, that just dropped to 8. Or did it? It didn't. What happened? I think Ollie made a mistake, everyone. I think he's human. Well, we won't count our chickens till they hatch. Though I may still pull Ollie into the interview room just to get the answer to that question, because I am curious. Is Moitian side by side with his teammate. And the Vinci Racing Team, Vinci off the track onto the grass, or onto the runoff, rejoins ahead of Moitian. Or Moitian, probably. Side by side again. We also have Zetany, Foray, trying to get what he can done onto Potts Weaver. As they resume side by side. Man, the visibility is poor. Wow, car appearing out of thin air. Roland Motian. Still side by side. It isn't over until it's over. And it's not about where you start, it's about where you finish. Vinci. What does he have left on the cards? Seems like he's going backwards at this stage, but Motian finding some pace here. That's Foray going slow down the start-finish straight, or allowing somebody through. Interesting. I'm not sure what we just saw. These conditions bringing out the weird parts of everybody. But Emirates here. Now heading back on to the Wellington Straight with Randy Gross about 1.5 seconds ahead. Randy, so far driving a superb race, has seemingly tamed the McLaren in the Mercedes in the 5.5. Now we're over 10 minutes into this race and we are just beginning our lap 4. So we will be seeing less than 10 laps completed here in Silverstone. Fastest lap currently held by Ollie Raza, 1:31.4. So I think this is the first time on the planet I can say I am faster than Ollie Raza. Granted, the track conditions are not the same. But, you know, hey, I'll take it. Take what you can get, right? 1, 2. Apologies. 2:31.4. My bad. I'm assuming I said 1:31. My bad. 2:31.4 is the fastest lap. I did not mean one if I said that. My bad. A livery deep dive into Chrono. All right, Steven. As we can see here, we have a lovely high visibility green complemented with high visibility green. As well as on the back here, you can see we have some high visibility green. And the lovely purple and pink wheel arches to complement the high visibility green. Is this what you wanted, Steven? Is this what you wanted? It's high-vi. I gotta admit, the tires do actually look really good with the lime green. I am a fan. But Chrono, very easy to see tonight. Emirates, not so much, and having a bit of a spin. Gonna cut the... Okay. Takes a massive shortcut. That doesn't pick up any penalty. Okay, fair enough. Seven minutes and 10 seconds left to go. Potts Weaver getting a little bit out of shape in the Petronas. Oh no! It seems that the two teammates have had it coming together. No, they've crashed on separate parts of the track. Never mind. And both of them seemingly have come to the same conclusion, though, that enough is enough. Can we go back and catch that? Onto the grass. Pablo Navarrete also taking an alternate line. Wow, you can't even see. That's insane. Oh no, also Emirates having a bit of a spin and a return to garage. This is like Gladiator. People are falling left and right now. It's a game of survival. Motian. Still, if anyone in chat can speak Hungarian, please, I'd love some pronunciation updates on this. This is an exercise in patience. It really is all about just how delicate you can be on the throttle while maximizing your minimum speed, and hopefully the drivers had put in plenty of practice, because that's what it takes, really, to get that time in. Randy Gross side by side with Carlos Guzman. Carlos, I think, is going to be able to take that P4. Randy now in the 5.5, reduced down to P5. Not going to give up, though. Also, Roland Motian getting by Reggie King. The Penrite RDA or RHD going to be in P9 for now. Randy Gross. We'll hop on board with him, as there is a bit of an on-the-grass moment there from Carlos. Is that going to hinder him into the next corner? Wow, the visibility is just so poor. You're turning into a blind apex, and it's right in front of your face. Aston didn't have his headlights on? That is very rude. I don't think there's a law, but maybe that's a bit rude. Going for the good old-fashioned phantom send. Yeah, you're right, though. Carlos Guzman, no headlights. Oh, very high sensitivity. Look at that. Nothing. Ain't nothing coming out of those LEDs. Oh! Pay no mind to the man on the grass. Carlos Guzman. Now on to the hangar straight. Of course, this track, founded back in 1950? No, 1948. It's a World War II fighter base. Converted, of course, post-war. There was a lot of World War II fighter bases scattered around England for obvious reasons. And they decided that Silverstone would have a great use as a racetrack. And boy, were they right. One of the best, no, excuse me, the best racetrack on the planet, in my opinion. Just my humble opinion. Absolutely love every form of motor racing here, from motorbikes all the way down to derby cars. Why not? Heck, I watch any form of racing. GT cars, even more exciting. Down the inside there goes Randy Gross before they even make it to the corner. Easily done. The AMG. Can he hold it? As it's been a bit of a back and forth between these two. And yes, we have lost 4 so far, which is kind of unfortunate. But to be expected. Whoa, very deep goes Carlos. That'll give a bit of breathing room there to Randy, allow him to walk away a little bit at least. Well, not by much though. Carlos keeping it tight there in the wing mirror. Keeps Randy honest. Keeps him looking as well. It just takes one slight mistake, especially in these conditions. Such an easy thing to do. Carlos carrying so much more speed through the corners, and as a result, he has to go a little bit deeper. But it seems to be working for him in that Aston Martin. Very confident. Oh my goodness, the back end sliding out from underneath Carlos. He does hold on. Let's see, this may be the final lap. 1:30. Yeah, this is going to be the final lap. I think. It's going to be close. But I'm pretty sure this is the final lap, everybody. So Ali Raza on his parade lap. Aston Martin is good in the wet. I can tell. I mean, it's Carlos seems to be dominating right now in the Aston Martin. He's struggling to get by Randy. Randy seems to just have the pure pace alone on him, but the car is really underneath the likes there of Carlos. Oh! All right. I stand corrected. Oh, it's a shambles for some of these drivers. I feel for them, though. Ali Raza, though, with a few more corners to go, we'll stick on board with him for the rest of the lap. 30 seconds left in this race. He'll come across the line a little shortly after that. Who's that in front of him? That's a 73 of Jeff Franks. Ali about a second off pace on this lap. Oh gosh, that is so look how early you have to brake. I'm excited for these interviews. Ali Raza, dominant in these conditions, it is to be said. 27 seconds ahead of James Pierre currently. Oh no. Oh, Jeff, let off the throttle, buddy. Let off the throttle. You got one. Okay, you want to do one more? Is he gonna? As they come to the line, Jeff is not going to have to do one more lap. Okay. Whew. I'm on there for Jeff's sake. Yeah, I'd be toast after that. Next up, James Pierre Reid, 27 seconds after Ali Raza. Dominating finish tonight for the Canadian. The Australian comes in second. Professor Kronotis in third with a nice 360. And he sticks it. Nicely done. A beautiful flourish to finish off for Kronotis. Randy Gross comes across the line for fourth. Neil Kerbel battled with Carlos to the end. Fifth position there for the Jag. Carlos in sixth in the Aston Martin. John Hawley comes home in seventh. Reggie King in eighth. Pablo Navarrete will be in ninth. Soon enough. Well, maybe. I guess these positions are really not decided. Final corner negotiated, and it looks like that is going to hold true. Pablo Navarrete in 9th. Potts Weaver going to come home in 10th. Jacob Church in 11th. Jeff Franks in 12th. And Roland Moitian in 13th. What a race this has been. Just a fun, all-around fun race. Max Rain at Britain. More to come, of course. Massive thank you to everyone for this year. It's been an incredible, incredible year. Over 1,000 followers on Twitch. That is been 135 live streams, 14,000 hours watched, 45,000 chat messages. Once again, just some brief highlights that you guys have done this year. So thank you for that. As we head back to the booth, welcome everybody. We're gonna get some post-race interviews here lined up and underway. Let's see if we can land the likes of Ollie Raza as well as James Pierre and Chronotis. Taking a look here, we have. I'm not even in the stream room. There we go. We'll grab both Ollie and Chrono. I'm going to move them and then move them. Welcome, Ollie Raza and Professor Chronotis. We're going to start with you, Chrono, here in the P3, the Trackalicious High Visibility Ferrari. Bringing home a podium tonight in the full wet conditions. Must feel pretty good.
Heck yeah. I'm gonna thank the guys in the setup shop for this one. They really set my car up well. It was pretty wet out there, so it really paid off to straighten out those tires and lower that camber and raise that ride height, that sort of thing.
Oh, you absolutely smashed it. And Ollie Raza as well, bringing home both race wins. Now, Ollie, speaking of setups, is a question that I've been eking to ask you. What were your tire pressures?
I was running the 30 psi. I wasn't doing the max because the max in these conditions are just it's not as good. This is too much wet.
Really? Okay, so just in for the normal rain, that's sort of the strat. Interesting.
Yeah, it seems like in flooded 30 psi is better. I don't know. This game's weird.
Yeah, the more you know, I guess. That's very odd. I never would have guessed that, but yeah, fair enough. But congratulations, not only just on this race, but in just all of your seasons. I know, obviously, taking home the championship. It's been quite a year for you, Ollie, and congrats, just all around. I want to say that.
Thank you. Yeah, it's been a great season. Like, just racing with all the people all around. Just, I'm happy that I'm even able to race, that I have everything. This community has been really amazing. So,
yeah.
Thank you for everyone.
No, it has been. It's been an absolutely amazing year. Ollie, a little bit of a highlight of it, I would say you were, in terms of the, obviously, GT3 championship, the reverse grid championship, right?
No.
No, okay.
Not reverse grid. The M2 grid.
Okay, that's what it was. But yeah, big thank you to you. Big thank you to Chrono as well for putting on all these awesome races. Chrono, of course, the admin behind the scenes. That nobody gets to see or talk about, but he's there and keeping everything live and running well. Chrono, thank you so much for putting on everything that you have this year as well. I don't think there's anyone more fitting to have in the booth for the final race of the year.
Yeah, man, thanks for appreciating. It is a fair amount of work keeping this place afloat, and yeah, but I mean, it's worth it. This place is really great. It's an awesome place to hang out and stuff, so.
And just for reference, everyone, that is a severe understatement from Professor Chronotis that he just made. But yes, he is an absolute legend. So, yeah. Thank you, Chrono. But also, thank you. You guys are all free to go. Thank you very much. That's Chrono and Ollie Raza. Unfortunately, no JP in the booth this time around. But what a year it's been. As I said, what a year. Thank you all so much in chat. One Bigley, Darren Thomas, Snoopy, Neo Kabuki, Eric as well. Sorry, Eric can't be here. I wanted Eric to be here in the finals. Unfortunately, he is not able to. Big thank you as well. We're going to head on over to the calendar scene real quick before we move on. Thank you to all our Patreons. I haven't mentioned them this stream yet, but thank you especially to our V12 Exotics, our V8 Muscles, and Inline 4s, and all of our donors. Thank you so much as well. You guys are absolutely amazing and really support what we do here and make us want to keep thriving and striving forward to bigger and better desires, I guess. We'll take a look here at this calendar as well. Talk about that, of course. All of these championships available on SimGrid. Take a look, everybody. Minus, of course, the GT2 reverse grid to be determined. Also, the Syntho Drive, not on SimGrid, but it's beside the point. Take a look. Plenty to come up in the next year. It's super exciting. It's been an amazing 2023, everybody. And I cannot thank you enough. Of course, I'm Mike Nause in the booth. It's just over 1,000 followers on Twitch this year. I think over 1,000 members joining the Discord. It's just been an incredible, incredible year. So thank you all so much. We are going to be raiding. We're going to raid Mad Moses. So let's head on over and raid Mad Moses PMR. He's going to be driving some LFM, it looks like, potentially. No, CMS Donington. So he's going to be driving some Donington. Thank you all so much again. It's been an amazing year from the bottom of my heart. We'll be back strong next year in January. Thank you guys again. And I hope you all have a lovely evening, afternoon, or morning, wherever you are in this fine world. Thank you, and good night.